Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, 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 Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone who still rule well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel, the house of David. Shalom. The name of this lesson is going to be entitled, They Know. They know. And the they I'm referring to is Esau Edom. I'm on the website here, Haaretz.com, which is a website controlled by Amalek. And we should know who Amalek is. The chief house of Edom. Okay? The chief house of Satan. All right? Now, we're on Haaretz.com, Haaretz/archaeology. David and Solomon's biblical kingdom may have existed after all, new studies suggest. And basically, Edom wants to push doubt as if the Bible's a fable. All right, as if some things only match up, only a few things are true, when the entire Bible is true. Okay? And the reality that our forefathers, such as King David and King Solomon, had a kingdom around the 10th century BC, there's a very big reality. Okay? Because it happened. It's real. And they know it. So let's read this, okay? And we'll get a few scriptures. David and Solomon's biblical kingdom may have existed after all, new study suggests. Monumental structures at Gezer have been redated to the early 10th century BC, which the 10th century BC, that's the period from 1000 BC to 901 BC. All right. And Salaki, man, they could keep putting up these ads, these damn commercials. But it says monumental structures at Gezer have been redated. Now, when they say it's redated, they're speaking about carbon dating, which, radiocarbon dating is not always accurate. There's many inaccuracies when it comes to carbon dating, okay? But anyway, it says monumental structures at Gezer have been redated to the early 10th century BCE. And we'll just say BC. All right. Which means maybe Solomon built them after all. And he did. And they know this. You goddamn ads, man. Biblical archaeologists say, but colleagues remain skeptical. And this was recently put up, okay, on November 15th, 2023 by Ariel David. And these are some of the structures here. Okay, you see that? Now it says Masebath at Tel Gezer. Remains of gates, defensive walls, and a large administrative building at Gezer date to the early 10th century, during the time of King David and King Solomon. The 10th century BC, putting them in the right frame to have been built by King Solomon, just as the Bible claims. The radiocarbon study of the 3,000-year-old ruins of Gezer, an ancient site in central Israel, was published Wednesday in the journal PLOS One, or Plus One, however you say that, and claims to introduce new evidence in the long-standing debate on how much of the Bible is a true story. Which that shows you these so-called white people, these Edomites, are not the people of the Most High. You know, because they don't believe in the Bible. All these different scientists and archaeologists, these people don't believe in the Bible, man. You know, and dealing with, science and archaeology, and them doing all these studies, they need actual proof of the Bible's existence, as far as the different time periods, all the different timelines, and, when these empires was on the earth, they need proof of this, because they're not a people of faith. They're Edomites. They need physical, tangible things. But, let's read the part again. The radiocarbon study of the 3,000-year-old ruins of Gezer, an ancient site in central Israel, was published Wednesday in the journal PLOS ONE and claims to introduce new evidence in the long-standing debate on how much of the Bible is a true story. Particularly, the work relates to the historicity of the fabled kingdom of David and Solomon. They're calling it a fable. These Edomites are the devil. And the people that's behind Haaretz, the people that's behind this website here, are Edomites. In particular, Amalek. And the way look at the symbol up there, But anyway, these people don't believe in the Lord, bro. Particularly, the work relates to the historicity. I think that's how you say it. Historicity of the fabled kingdom of David and Solomon. They're calling it a fable, which is not a fable. Those kingdoms did exist. The kingdom of David and the kingdom of Solomon did exist, which the kingdom of Solomon is an extension of the kingdom of David. And basically, the kingdom of David was perfected, by way of his son, King Solomon. But because, during that time period, that's when our people had 40 years of peace, But let's read. It says, the study does not purport to prove that the united monarchy of the Israelites described in the Bible was a historical reality. So they're pushing doubt again, saying that it doesn't prove that, that we ruled, basically. But watch them contradict themselves. Watch them contradict the statement they just made. But it shows that the kingdom's existence and involvement in major construction at Gezer cannot be ruled out, the author says, which means what? You do know that the united monarchy of the Israelites is a historical reality. Okay? They know it. We'll read some more. While some archaeologists praise the team's efforts, others dismiss the study as irrelevant. And honestly, they don't want it to be true. And they don't care, because this history does not pertain to them and their kind. This has nothing to do with their people. This has nothing to do with their people. This has everything to do with the Lord's people, the Israelites. So-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Okay? This doesn't benefit you, Edomites. That's why you dismiss it as irrelevant. Reading on, much research in the last 4 decades has shown that ancient remains scattered around Israel and once attributed to David and Solomon were in fact dated to about a century after the supposed time of their reign, meaning there was no concrete evidence supporting the historicity of their kingdom. And that's bullshit, Reading on, however, some archaeologists have pushed back against this paradigm, unearthing in recent years impressive 10th century BC remains at different sites. Because see, really these things are being unearthed everywhere. Particularly in central and southern Israel and averring that these may be evidence that David and Solomon's kingdom did exist after all. So there you have it. Ruins at Tel Gezer. So we'll go from there. We'll get a few scripts, man, to close this thing out. But the point is that they know. They know, and there's really no denying it, okay? Now let's get this in Joshua chapter 21, okay? Dealing with how we basically took over the land of Canaan. All right. Joshua chapter 21, Joshua chapter 21, verse 19. All the cities of the sons of Aaron, the priests, were 13 cities with their suburbs. And the families of the sons of Kohath, the Levites, which remained of the sons of Kohath, even they had the cities of their lot out of the tribe of Ephraim. For they gave them Shechem with their suburbs. For they gave them Shechem with her suburbs in Mount Ephraim to be a city of refuge for the slayer, and Gezer with her suburbs. Because you see, Gezer is mentioned in the scriptures. All right. Once again, this is going back when we first, basically inherited the land of, Canaan, which we had to conquer it. We had to push out the Lord's enemies, to get these particular lands, all right? And some of the heathens, in particular dealing with the Canaanites, they were still dwelling among Israel, but the point is that we conquered those territories, all right? Such as Gezer. Now, let's go from there to 1 Kings in the Old Testament, dealing with the time of King Solomon. 1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 15. And this is the reason, Salak, man. Actually, okay. We'll start at verse 15. And this is the reason of the levy which King Solomon raised for to build the house of the Lord, Yahweh, and his own house, and Milo, and the wall of Jerusalem, and Hazor, and Megiddo, and Gezer. For Pharaoh, king of Egypt, had gone up and taken Gezer, and burnt it with fire, and slain the Canaanites that dwelt in the city. And that's something, because, during the time of Joshua, the Canaanites were still dwelling among Israel in different locations, such as Gezer. But during this time, the Canaanites got taken out, Those that dwelt in Gezer. Now it says, and giving it for a present unto his daughter, Solomon's wife. And Solomon built Gezer and Beth-horon the Nether. And that's the point. Okay, so going back to the article, this gives you proof of Gezer's existence, which we don't need proof, but nonetheless, this information is still going to come out, okay? It's still being unearthed, And just wait, a lot more things is going to resurface, dealing with us ruling during the time of King Solomon, okay? Which once again, radiocarbon, when Edom does this, these carbon datings is not always accurate. But nonetheless, they know. Okay. So with that, I pray you were edified, for what this was. There's tons of proof of our kingdom's existence. And these Edomites don't like this because at the end of the day, we're coming back into power. So the last thing they want is this information being true. And it is true. And there's nothing they could do about it. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. Kal Halayim La. Alahayanawa, Abanawa, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Bahasham Rakakwadash, double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, still well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.